into the Ministry of Trade about more or less a defunct policy. Can you clarify what exactly you want?
Honorable Chair, we told you the difference. I think that it's not fair to say that the policy is a defunct policy. Oh, no, it's not. How is 1D, 1F? Why? The factories have been closed. How do you sit there and make such allegations? I mean, and we've had other members, Honorable Chair, who have come to this very committee and they've proposed continuity. So let's be decorous, please.
I think, yeah.
The president yesterday, I think, met with the bishops, the Christian Council, and said that he needed about 1.7 billion for the Agenda 111 projects. When the trade minister came here, she also made a point that she will look at that policy and some of the interventions made under the 1D, 1F and support them. Same with the finance minister, same with Honorable Ampem when he just left here. So it's not defunct.
Well, I think let's get this straight. Let's get this straight. It could be choice of words. But Agenda 111 was let's say, a policy methodology of the MPP government. The policy methodology of the NDC is 24-hour economy. So if you are asking a question about the 24-hour economy, which you are infatuated with, that's great. But if you want to ask a question for the nominee to explain to you what he understands by a ministry he's yet to go in to understand the policy you are talking about, because the policy, as I explained to you, is a policy that you can say, and you have reference to it on several occasions, that it's in our manifesto, 24-hour economy. But if you are talking about a policy in a ministry that he is about to go to, because your question is how he understands it, and I'm not sure that that is something that he's in a position to answer.
Chairman, 1D, 1F, the overarching policy was brought before the House, and we debated it. It was a 5-year plan that the House debated and approved of it and set some parameters within which entities who applied for support could fit or find themselves in. Honorable Ahi is a 6th-term MP. He knows the policy so well. So I don't think it's a very dangerous question for him to answer. Please, he's a very intelligent man. 6th-term member of parliament, uncontested. People fear to contest him. Ahi Kwaku.
Honorable member, let's hear your question again.
Do you know it or do you not?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, my question is very simple. And like my colleague said, the 6th-time MP was here when 1D, 1F came. So I just want to find out his understanding, just his understanding.
Okay, fair enough. Honorable nominee, you may answer the question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, 1D, 1F was introduced by SY MPP government, which means 1 district, 1 factory, was an attempt by the MPP government to industrialize Ghana so that they will create industries in all the districts. Whether or not that was achieved is another issue, but it was an effort on the part of MPP government to create more factories, industries, so that they can create jobs for Ghanaians.
Mr. Chairman, a follow-up.
Please go ahead.
Coming from a rural constituency where we do a lot of agriculture, and knowing 1D, 1F as a starting point where we can do more export and earn a lot of export exchange or foreign exchange, and then creating job opportunities for our teeming youth. Do you consider it as a good policy or not?
Mr. Chairman, 1D, 1F, if were implemented, can be described as a good policy or program. But the nature in which it was implemented, as I said, the idea was to establish industries or companies in all the districts. But in my district, for instance, we didn't benefit from the program. And so, yeah, but that is the fact. So if were executed, one can describe it as a good policy.
Mr. Chair, my second question. My second question is about business regulatory reforms. I was a Deputy Minister of Trade, so I understand what business regulatory reforms was all about. Fortunately, we had Dr. Tuata, who was spearheading the reforms. And there was a roadmap for the reforms, for instance, permitting, certification, and other business regulations. I want to find out from you, if we confirm you as a deputy minister, what are you going to do with your minister here? What are you going to do to make sure the business regulatory reforms is carried through for our business community to enjoy the reforms? I want to ask you this question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, when given the Lord, I will study that reform together with my minister, who will take it on board and make sure that it is implemented for businesses to benefit from it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
My follow-up, Mr. Chairman. There is a bill currently before Parliament for the business regulatory reforms to now have a bite when reforms are to be administered, but entities refuse to administer them. Are you going to, with the permission from your minister, follow this up and make sure that the bill becomes an act?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm not actually aware of the existence of this bill before Parliament. But if there is, we'll study it and then make sure the right thing is done. After all, at the end of the day, is to promote business in the country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, my last question. Trade facilitation is a cardinal principle with the Trade Ministry. And for that matter, port services must also be looked at seriously and carefully. Shippers Authority has an amendment to their existing act. And fortunately, Trade Ministry has a representative on the board of Shippers Authority. Now, the new act or the amended act seeks to give the Shippers Authority the right to approve approve fees and charges of the shipping business community. I want to find out from you, is this something that you are going to consider critically and make sure that the approval from the Shippers Authority is done, but not what we are experiencing? I'm asking you this question because if you go to the port now, shipping lines charge the way they want to charge. They don't even consider the Shippers Authority in their charges. So I want to find out from you, having a representative on the Shippers Authority board, and the traders are your people, how you are going to make sure that approval is given to every entity in the port before they can go ahead to charge.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, when I give you the nod, I will study this approval concept by the Shippers Council and find out why, as you said, some industry players did not accept it. And so I will look at it and made necessary recommendation to my minister for its implementation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Nominee, Honorable Nominee. I wish you the best.
Thank you, Chairman.
Honorable, I'm going to the right and I come to the left, please. So,
Speaker himself.
Yeah. He's a leader as well.
I try to assume the position of the
Please
chairman.
go ahead.
Chairman, thank you very much for the opportunity. Honorable Ahi Sampson, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
As a former chairman for the Western of Cocos, your secretary is now before you. I know what you can do because you've done it before. And then going to a very sensitive ministry like trade, there are a lot of agencies that will come under you. So it is my prayer that you consult your minister 24/7 so that both of you can deliver on your mandate. But by the end of the day, the people of Western North will also be proud of you that you got the nod and you delivered. So, Honorable Minister Nominee, can you share with us at least areas of concern to you in respect of trade facilitation? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, coming from the Western North, the area concerned to me is the fact that over the years we have been producing cocoa and we don't add value to the cocoa. And so I want to believe that as captured in the NDC manifesto, that we will embark on industrialization. I will be happy to see that by the end of my tenure, we will have a cocoa processing company in the Western North so that the cocoa beans can be processed. And also look at other areas where they have competitive advantage with regards to farm produce so that many factories can be established so that farm produce can be processed. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, thank you very much. And then I'm very happy to hear this from you, because by so doing, the people from the Western North region will also get job to do. So, Honorable Nominee, I wish you well. May God be with you.
Thank you, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Now I come to you, Honorable Befi. You have the floor.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Honorable Nominee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You know you're my brother, so this one is a very easy test for us. You know, Ghana is gradually, potentially becoming a hub of agribusiness in the West African sub-region. I guess we have to show so much interest in it now. That's how come the President has designated a minister responsible for agribusiness and trade. But there are issues in the area of production, agricultural production, produce, and market access. What innovative initiatives can you propose to be able to bridge the gap between agricultural production and market access, so that Ghanaian farmers can compete favorably in the local, both the local and international markets?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, you are right to say that there is no linkage between agricultural produce and processing it. And if you look at what the President has done, the President is putting much attention on agribusiness. And that is why he has created Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness, and Industry. So it is an attempt to add value to agricultural produce. It's an attempt to package agricultural produce so that they will become marketable both locally and at the international level. Give you the nod. I'll support my minister to work so that the President's objective of adding value to agricultural produce will be achieved. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Ghana used to be the leader in the garment and textiles industry
Honorable Member,
in the sub-region.
is this a follow-up
No,
or is it a new
I
question?
decided to ask a different question now. So what's the second question?
All right, okay.
And so in the area of garment and textiles, we used to be the leader. But for some time now, Benin has overtaken us, and they are doing wonders. It will interest you to note that at the last annual meeting of Afrexim Bank in Bahamas, that sector was given a very huge boost in the area of some facility extended to them, which was very good. What strategies can you bring to bear, to support your minister to be able to get us back on the stream as the best in class as far as garment and textiles is concerned, the sub-region? Thank you.
They own SNET to the tune of 3.1 million Ghana cedis. They own ECG to the tune of 9 million Ghana cedis. And they are unable to pay ECG, and for that matter, ECG has cut their power. And so they are not in operation now. And I think that looking at the number of employments that the textile industry offers to Ghanaians, as a government, we should look for a strategic partner so that we can capitalize these important factories so that they continue to produce textiles, to create wealth, to create employment for our country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
On the issue of Japan, it has become a waste of everybody's time. I mean, for me, I don't stand to be corrected. I believe that there's no need for us to invest a dime in the operations of Japan. I mean, I'm talking to you as a former deputy minister in charge of industry. So on the basis of that, I suggest, or I put it to you direct, that if you can highly recommend that government should be bold enough to take a very strong decision to close that business or fold the business up, to be able to save government some money, which can be maybe transferred to other places to help us develop as a country. Because note that government is spending more, we are not getting anything from that investment. And therefore, I would like to know your take on that issue. Thank you.
Honorable member.
Here's the follow-up, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, I know. I'm just intervening here just to ask you whether the question you have asked is your personal view, or because you did mention, you know, you're a deputy minister of trade, which I do know. But was that your position then, or is it your personal position?
It has always been my position, and I've said it, and I even wrote a paper to the Honorable Minister on that issue. I mean, after visiting them, I guess, I'm sure the minister now is even aware of the situation. It's an investment government is spending so much on and getting absolutely nothing. And it also interests you to know that one of the institutions that embarrass the ministry is that agency of government. Because you'll be there and you'll be called to public accounts to come and explain what they do. And it looks so embarrassing sometimes. So is that just a suggestion, please? If I just want to do it.
Nominee, please go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, the honorable member's suggestion will be taken on board when I get to the ministry. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, it was going to be my last question, but for the sake of solidarity, because we are custodians, and Honorable Nelson Dafepo and Patrick Boama here are my contemporaries, and he wanted to know something about free zones, so I'm doing that on your behalf. If you indulge me, please. On the issue of free zones, the Free Zones Act 504 clearly positions Ghana's free zones as export processing zone, which is not too good in modern day free zones, because the best in class in free zones, if in the whole world, now has moved from export processing zones to now venturing into special economic zones and smart zones, which has become very lucrative in business. What suggestions or what strategies can you put in place to be able to advise your minister to also put pressure on institution-free zones to be able to move away from the export-oriented free zones to special economic zones?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, before I can put pressure on my minister to consider encouraging economic zone in this country, we first of all have to look at the act which establishes the Free Zone Board. At the moment, they are implementing their mandate. That is basically on export. If we want them to divert to economic zones, we first of all have to look at the law. And so I would recommend to my minister, if that is the way we have to go, then we amend the law to allow them to incorporate economic zones as part of their activities. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ahi. A follow-up question. I say, you're my brother. We are doing it together. Don't worry at all.
Let's make progress, please.
Thank you very much. Free zones investment has also not been too good over the period. We have not been able to attract very good investment to this country. And this is also a worry. I mean, based on the fact that we've been so much focused or fixated on export processing zones. So that my point is, don't you think there's a need for us to do something about investment promotion or trying to attract very important and strategic investments into the free zones, other than just allowing any other investment to enter the free zones? What do you think about that?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, if you look at the Free Zones Act, they have a mandate to do a particular job. That is to encourage businesses to take advantage of the incentives in operations at the free zones. Maybe the incentives are not enough. That is why we are not attracting the necessary and important industries into the free zone. So I think we have to look at that aspect of the free zone concept so that we can encourage or attract more investment into the free zones so that we can continue to earn foreign exchange to support Ghana's economy. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Congratulations, my brother. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Honorable Shaibu, I invite you to take the floor. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, let me thank you very much. And Ms. Chief Man, congratulations.
Thank you, Chairman.
Oh, that's your mentor. Mr. Speaker, let me make it clear to the custodians here that on a typical power night, they get lost. Let's do trade liberalization. Just a bit of it. It's a cliche that has caught up in the last many years. In recent times, a very critical product in the real estate business, which is cement, has seen trade liberalization. So many companies have come into the system to produce cement. Quality and price have been very big issues. Tell us, with the help of your minister or in support, how would you do about these two key things? Because of that liberalized market, so many factories have sprung up. We now have issues of quality and price. Tell us what you do about that.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, because the cement factory or industry have been liberalized, as we speak, there are 15 companies who are producing cement in our country. With regards to the pricing, as a country, the annual demand of cement is 7.3 million tons. Now, these 15 companies have capacity to produce 8.6 million tons. So one would have expected that because of competition, their prices would have come down. But that is not the case. And so, in the wisdom of the ministry, we have a committee in place made up of members from the Trade and Industry Ministry, Standard Board Authority, and then GRA and Finance, so that, like before cement can be increased, they should consult this committee for clearance before any increases can be done. But there are a whole lot of challenges with regards to that. I want to believe that when I'm giving the nod, I will work with my minister to ensure that we bring sanity into pricing of cement in the country. And when it comes to quality too, we have Standard Board Authority to be there to ensure that cement which is produced in this country meets standard. I want to believe that Standard Board will have to do their job to ensure that we get quality cement to support construction of houses and to support the building industry. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, just the last one. Mr. Chairman, I cannot finish without talking about the retail market. Our market women and men have been complaining about the retail market and foreign participation. Walk us through what experiences you glean on the streets, on the markets, about foreign participation in the retail trade, which by law they're not supposed to, and what assurance you will give to our retail traders to give them some comfort. That is, there will be lights at the end of the tunnel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the Investment Promotion Center law provides how a foreigner can participate in the retail trade. For a foreigner to be able to participate in the retail trade, you are expected to invest $1 million. But I want to believe that from what Guta has always been complaining, that the foreigners come in, they don't invest to the tune of $1 million, but they have access to the retail trade. And I believe that it is something that, as a country, and for that matter, the ministry will have to take it up to protect local businesses, to support our brothers and sisters who are into the retail trade so that they can become competitive. Most of these foreigners, when they come, because they get cheap monies from their mother countries, today, if you want to borrow money, you know how much interest you have to pay, about 25%. And a foreigner will take a loan, sometimes even they don't pay interest. So certainly, the local companies cannot compete with the foreigners. So we have to take a deliberate policy to protect our companies or traders in the retail arena. And so I want to assure that with the support of my minister, we will do whatever we can to protect and support local retailers in the country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
On that note, let me wish the mischief man all the best in your new role. Thank you.
Honorable Member, I will expunge that.
Agreed, Chairman.
Thank you very much. Honorable Patrick Bama, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. We have before us Ahi Sampson, a savvy politician and a very dangerous one as such.
I will do likewise and expunge what you just said. Please make progress.
Mr. Chairman, why has he run unopposed for 6 terms? I'm telling you the capabilities of this man sitting there. Very, very savvy. Then, okay. I know you are going to be working under a very reasonable minister. And you are going to be one of the busiest deputy ministers to sit on Cocoa Board, to sit on the board of GRA, Ghana Exim. By law, the minister chairs the Free Zones Board. I don't think she'll have the time to do that. So the people of Bodie, yeah, it's an institutional rep, so you'll be there. We'll be looking up to you for the jobs that you promised them on the platform. On the platform, you said you were going to create jobs. Now that you are going to be serving on all these boards, Ahi Kwaku, what do you have for the people of Bodie? Your brother-in-law is the Minister of Health. So the two of you have captured all the positions in Session. So tell them something, Kwaku.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. President has a vision. His vision is to create jobs for all Ghanaians. When that jobs is created, people from the western of, for that matter, centuries, will benefit from the jobs that will be created by His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, the town roads in Bodie, have been fixed by the MPP administration. True or false, Kwaku?
A big force.
What did we do, Kwaku?
You didn't even add 1 inch of tie road in 8 years in Bodie districts. Yes, 8 years.
You will soon appear before the Government Assurance Committee to answer questions for misleading the committee. 8 years. Are you saying we didn't add 1 kilometer of road in Bodie?
Mr. Chairman, if the honorable member can show me where they tied the road, I'll be happy to retract my statement.
Kwaku, we'll be showing you some pictures. This is a green book promise, Kwaku. But, Mr. Chairman, we know Honorable Ahi, and we know what he can do to assist his boss. And I believe all of us around the table, we've had occasions of working with Honorable Ahi, and we know he's going to do a very, very, very good job. But remember the good people of Okankwe Central. I wish you the very best, Kwaku. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. Now call on Honorable Ladi to.
Thank you, Chairman. My dear, congratulations My
Thank you,
greatest
Chairman.
problem is that I'm going to be missing you in Parliament. Nobody for me to confer with. The Minister for Agric, same thing. Another person who has been inviting me to his office, he's running away. My sister, Bobo. So, I don't know what to say. You see, but that elevation has not come just because you are an MP, but because you deserve it. You can do it. I know. Because someone just said you have gone 6 times without being contested. He should go and test it and see how it is. That will tell him the reason why you have gone 6 times. Even me, a veteran politician since 1992, I have tried to understand you, I can't. So, congratulations. My issue has to do with the Kwalugu tomato factory and the Kwalugu dam. I will be very grateful if you can promise me that you, inshallah, if God wills, and you become the deputy minister, based on the agri products, adding value to our products, making sure that our farmers, and for that matter, mostly the women, and even children, I can assure you, but there are some of them that will not even go to school, are ready to work on the farms. That industry, that factory there, will be revamped so that the tomato that comes from Pusiga, Paga, Navrongo, all those surrounding areas, dry season, the women wake at 2 a.m. And when the produce is ready and they are bringing it to the market, basically everybody brings it. And so you can get a whole basin of tomato at 20 cedis. Meanwhile, within 2-3 months, it's gone. Will you promise that you are going to ensure that that factory will be revamped and that we will produce tin tomato from that factory, so that our women, especially, I'm not saying the men shouldn't benefit. I don't want someone to say she's against men. No. The women, at least, will benefit from their hard work. Can you assure me that you are going to continuously remind the minister to ensure that the factory is revamped? And why will you be doing that?
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm happy that Honorable Member is a member of the NDC party. And as you can see from the manifesto, Kwarugu Tomato Factory is one of the factories the President has promised to revamp. I want to believe that we are serious with the content of our manifesto. And so, given the note, Minister will take it up, and then we'll make sure that Kwalugu Tomato Factory is brought back. We need to do it because if for nothing, it will create jobs for the people in that catchment area. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, a follow-up question. You would have heard me mention that the women, and for that matter, the dry season farmers, they go to their gardens by 2 a.m. Not for any reason, water. If you don't go early, you wouldn't get enough water. And some of them have decided even to drill boreholes along the rivers in order to get water so that they can work on their plants. The Kwalugu tomato factory is not far from the Kwalugu dam. And I dreamt that the minister for energy, for agric, is going to ensure that there will be irrigation projects. And I know there's a very big, large irrigation area there. But the water sometimes gets finished. But during the rainy season, sometimes when they open the Bagre Dam, even crops are destroyed. The whole place is flooded. People are displaced. Within 2-3 months, the place becomes dry, the water runs off. Will you work hand in hand and encourage the Minister for Agri to ensure that that dam comes to fruition so that we don't continue to lack water when in actual fact, naturally, we get the water and we are not able to retain it, so that dry season gardening, even people from wherever around the country can go there to do dry season gardening. Will you work hand in hand with him so that this can come to fruition? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, the agribusiness means that we have to work with the Agri Ministry, because they will produce and we also have to come into process. And if we bring back Poarugu Tomatoes Factory and we don't have the tomatoes as a raw material to feed the factory, we can't achieve the objective. And so it will be in our interest that the Agri Minister take on board to reactivate or to introduce irrigation farming to support the tomato farmers, so that when they produce, then the factory too comes in, then we can process so that that economy can be brought back for people to earn living. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I may have follow-ups, but I think what I have gotten from him will suffice for now. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, Chairman.
Honorable Patricia, it's your turn. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Honorable nominee, congratulations.
Thank you, Chairman.
I just have some few issues with your CV. That is all that I want to clarify. If I have to go by your length of time in Parliament and what you have achieved so far, being in ECOWAS for all these years, I don't think I have the right to even ask you a single question. I no doubt have the belief that you're going to perform at your ministry. But let's since this is a house of records, I have to really ask these questions. Honorable nominee, a schoolmate of yours, I don't know whether it's right, because I don't see any Edinamine Secondary School written here. But somebody called me to find out from you whether you attended at the Edinamine Secondary School.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, I did. But I did my O-level at BBNE Secondary School. That is why I was talking about a certificate and where I acquired the certificate. That is why I limited myself to Edinamine, because I even started from USU Secondary School before I went to Edinamine and finally wrote my O-level at BBNE Secondary School.
No, nobody. Anyway, you are confusing me. I must say you are confusing me. Anyway, that's fine. Yes. I just want you to also tell me the difference between Dwaboso constituency and Bodi constituency.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I contested first in 2004 elections at Dwaboso. At that time, Bodi and Dwaboso was one district, constituency. So I contested in 2004 and contested second term in 2008, all in Dwaboso. Mr. Chairman, in 2012, Dwaboso was divided into two. And because I come from Bodi, in 2012, I contested in Bodi. So I did 8 years as MP for Dwaboso, where Bodi was part of Dwaboso. And in 2012, when Bodi was created, I moved to Bodi and contested in the 2012 elections, and that is where I have been contesting up to date.
Honorable nominee, considering your length of time being in Parliament, at what age did you enter Parliament? Great.
Mr. Chairman, I can't remember. I should be around 28, 29, 28. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Honorable. I don't think I have any, as I mentioned earlier, I don't have any question for you because I don't doubt your capability to perform and assist my senior sister, my junior sister over there successfully. So thank you, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I come to the Chief Whip now. Honorable Roxon, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. My floor captain, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you, Chairman.
And congratulations. You are one of the key people who called me very early on and said you have a future here, so keep your focus and work hard. You'll do well on this floor. So I thank you for the tutelage.
You're welcome, Mr. Chairman.
Now, we, as a party, we campaign on one of the several teams. Key amongst them is the 24-hour economy. And being in the, going to the trade ministry, for which especially agribusiness has been added. We are besieged by our teeming constituents, asking for support for their tabletop businesses, corner shop businesses, SMEs, and all that. How soon will you roll out some program to assist by way of injecting capital? Yes, he's a deputy minister, I know. But our people are anxious that the agribusiness, those who are in the value chain, those who buy the fish from Germany to sell in Adabraka, those who buy the vegetables from Ashaman and come to sell at Nima, how soon can we provide them with some financial support so they can expand their corner shop businesses?
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I think as a country, we need to support SMEs so that they can work to support this economy to grow. If you look at percentage-wise, more than 80% of traders in this country fall under the SMEs. And so any support that has to be harnessed to assist them is something that I believe this government is going to do, particularly given the fact that the president is giving much attention to agribusiness. And so there are some financial institutions that, and there are some agencies that can be supported to assist these businessmen and women at this level. And so, given the nod, I'm sure that even if you look at the 2025 budget, which is being prepared, there's a portion to support this group of people. And given the nod, we'll work to ensure that they are supported so that it not only creating jobs, but will provide means of livelihood to this group of people in our country. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
On this note, I want to congratulate you once more. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman.
Your Honorable. It's now the turn of Honorable Jerry. And then I will bring proceedings to an end. Thank you.
Honorable, congratulations to you.
Thank you, Chairman.
Honorable, I just have one question for you. And I really want you to take me through that. How have you been able to do it 6 times as a member of parliament? As we speak now, you are about 48 years. You started when you were about 27, 28. How have you been? I want to learn from you. And this is a very honest question, please.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, have you allowed this question? Mr. Chairman, have you allowed this question?
How many? You may choose to answer, you may choose not to.
If I may,
You have the option.
If I may choose to answer, then I will say that I want to thank leader for the question. But I think I want to suggest that we meet in chambers to discuss the details. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
That's valid.
File a question.
Honorable Chair, just to let him understand that, I would also want to understand how he did it with two different constituencies, Joabusu and then Bodi. Did you use the same formula?
Mr. Chairman, let's meet in chambers.
Mr. Chairman, I wish to commend the nominee and to also extend the felicitations of the minority leader to you. He is excited about your nomination as well. We pray you go and give the very necessary support the minister would expect from you. And we are sure you will deliver. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. I think we've exhausted all the questions around the table.
Even here shows how he has been successful on the ground. Even here shows.
Yeah. And just mine is not actually a question. It's just a request. Mr. Nominee, Honorable, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you, Chairman.
Your ancestry somewhere lies in Cape Coast, in the central region. We built a sugar factory 12 years ago. And that sugar factory is not working at the moment. It hasn't worked. After we had built it on the NDC and it was functioning. So many things. We've spent a taxpayer's money of about $25 million. We don't produce a single sugar in this country. There are countries of similar size to us or slightly bigger who produce, they have about 20 sugar factories in one country. Uganda, if you want to know. Ghana doesn't produce a single. We used to spend $300 million a year 12 years ago in importing sugar into this country. Today, I'm sure the figure is more. I know your minister has started doing some work on it. I just want you to go and support your minister to get the Commander Sugar Factory back so we can save taxpayers money of 25 million Exim loan, which we have to pay. That's a request to my chief. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. That will be taken on board.
Thank you very much. I will go ahead and mention the guests who came here to support you, friends and family. And then we thank them for coming to support you. Mrs. Beatrice Safu is the wife of the Honorable nominee. I'm reading what is on the paper. Nana Kwesi Ofori Abebio, Chief of Body and Adontehene of Wiasu Traditional Council. Nana Ibi Akontombra Hene and Benkumi Hene of Wiasu Traditional Council. Nana Ekua Nsia, Queen Mother of Body, Reverend Ando, the Chief Priest, Anglican Church, also in Body. Alhaji Shaibu Alhassan, District Chief Imam. Mr. Michael Edu, Regional Chairman, NDC, Western Region North. That's Big Edu, I believe. Oh. Madam Comfort Nyaku, Regional Women's Organizer, NDC, Western North. And Mr. Eric Frimpon, Constituency Chairman, NDC, in the same constituency. And Mr. Abed Nego Nkrumah, who is described here as Ibushepeni. Guests, thank you very much for coming to support the nominee. Mr. Nominee, I congratulate you again, and I know you do a good job. God bless you, and you are discharged. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yeah.
Good.